plane. So actually in previous classes we discussed related to motion in a straight line that belongs to 1D, one dimensional motion. At any particular interval of time body is having one particular direction, that is 1D. What is a 2D? At any instant of time if the body is having two different directions, at any instant of time the body is having two different directions, and that motion we can say that two-dimensional motion. That motion we can say that two-dimensional motion. About a two-dimensional motion only here we are going to discuss. So first of all, in this we have projectile motion. What is a projectile motion? If any body is projected with an angle other than 90 degrees in the air, so that we can say that projectile motion. So why other than 90? If I am taking with 90 degrees, if I am projecting the body like this, 90 degrees, again the body 90 means vertically projected, so nothing but up to the maximum height, that is having one direction, upwards. From maximum height to ground, again one direction. So same. So now here what we are going to get, if the body is projected into the air with an angle other than 90, say take here other than 90, yes, so with an angle other than 90, so that's we can take as simply projectile motion like this. So projectile motion other than 90, if I am giving 90, again the body is taking there, so if you want to project somewhere else we have to give some angle. That motion we can call as simply projectile motion. Projectile motion is nothing but if a body is projected into air, when a body is projected into air, when a body is projected into air with an angle other than 90 degrees, with an angle other than 90 degrees, then the motion is called projectile motion. Motion is called projectile motion. Projectile motion other than 90 degrees we can call as projectile motion. So here we have different types of projections. What are those? The first most important and general projection is the body projected from the ground, again which reaches the ground. So this we are projecting the body like this and it reaches the ground like this. Here what we are taking angle, that angle is here less than 90. If we are projecting with greater than 90 also, what? No problem. So the body reaches like this. So this we can say that simply one type of projection, means projection from the from the ground, again the body reaches the ground. Projection from the ground, again body reaches the ground. So that's taking that. And next projection from the top of the tower. Second type, projection from the top of the tower. From the top of the tower, if we are projecting any one body, so like this, if we are projecting the body like this with u velocity, so then it reaches like this. So this height of the tower, and as well as which may reach some distance, that's may later we can take. This is next time. This is called horizontal projection. Horizontal projection. Horizontal projection. In this again type is there. In this two types are there. What are those? Projection from the top of the tower, above the horizontal and below the horizontal. One is above the horizontal. If you are projecting above the horizontal, then the motion is like this. Here it is making an angle theta with the horizontal. That is above the horizontal. And here only you are taking like this. Like this. This we are named as below the horizontal. Above the horizontal it is above horizontal, and this is below the horizontal. Below horizontal. Below horizontal. Above horizontal and below horizontal. Above horizontal and below horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. Projection onto the inclined plane. Projection onto the inclined plane. This one body is projected, means this is you can consider like, so from here if you are projecting the body, projection from down to up the inclined plane, projection up the inclined plane, projection up the inclined plane. Next, fifth one, projection down the inclined plane, projection down the inclined plane. Down the plane. So these are the total 5 methods of projectile motion. One is projection the ground. Next, projection, horizontal projection. Next, above the horizontal, below the horizontal. Next, projection up the inclined plane, projection down the inclined plane. So these are the total types of projectile motions. And there we have to prove the path of projectile is parabola. We have to take a path of projectile is parabola. So let's see here. I am considering a body is projected from the ground with an angle other than 90 degrees, means less than 90 or greater than 90 but not 90. So I am taking with theta angle, and I am taking the body with a velocity u. So actually you can observe, you can consider which is as x-axis and this is as y-axis. At any instant of time the body is having two different directions. One is horizontal direction and other one is vertical direction. And it may cover here y displacement and here x displacement. And also the velocity is also having two different directions. Velocity also having two different directions. One is horizontal and other one is vertical. But we know that in vertical condition there is a gravity. Due to the gravity the body is coming down. Actually we are projecting the body like this, but it is coming low because of gravity. But it's moving continuously in a horizontal because there is no air resistance or there is no force in a horizontal direction. No force in a horizontal direction. No force in a horizontal. When there is no force means net force 0. So net force 0 means acceleration 0. Acceleration 0 means velocity constant. Which velocity? Horizontal component of velocity. Horizontal component of velocity is remains constant. Horizontal component of velocity is remains constant. Is remains constant. Horizontal component of velocity is remains constant in which direction? So why I mention component? Because which is making particular angle. See here very carefully. The initial velocity is making particular angle, so that can be resolved into two components. Theta adjacent we can say that u cos theta, and theta opposite we can taken as u sin theta, and that's only here we are taken as ux and as well as uy. So in this ux is equal to we can taken as u cos theta. That means if you are writing initial velocity vector, the initial velocity vector u bar is equal to ux I cap plus uy j cap. Then finally u bar is equal to u cos theta I cap plus u sin theta j cap. U cos theta I cap plus u sin theta j cap. This is the initial vector. Initial velocity vector, so that can be resolved into two components. So first we will take at any instant of time what is the displacement of the particle in a horizontal direction and in vertical direction. Based on that we can able to derive the expression. For that I am considering at any instant of time. At any instant of time you can consider the particle is at a point P and which is having x comma y at a time t. At a time t. So this is y and this is x, like if you consider. So first you can take horizontally in the horizontal components, in the horizontal direction also. So already we know that horizontally acceleration 0, then velocity constant u cos theta, which is constant. Velocity constant, acceleration is 0. And displacement we need to get at a time of t. Displacement is equal to, I am considering x, at a time t. Then write the equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is nothing but I am taking as x. U, initial velocity, how much? U cos theta into t in the horizontal direction. That is most important. In a horizontal direction, what is the initial velocity? U cos theta. That's only I am taking as ux. And acceleration is 0. Then you can able to write x equal to simply u cos theta into t. Then t is equal to x upon u cos theta. T is equal to x upon u cos theta. Means this is the time. At this time the position is that x upon u cos theta. Let's write similarly for the vertical. Similarly write for the vertical situation. Vertical. In vertical components, you can observe what is the initial velocity in vertical direction. Uy is equal to u sin theta. In vertical direction, uy is equal to u sin theta. And what about the acceleration? In vertical direction, gravity is acting. In vertical direction, gravity is acting. What is the gravity? Ay is equal to minus g. Ay is equal to minus g. So then also we can take here Ay is equal to minus g, and time, you know that time how much? T is equal to x upon u cos theta. And you need to get a vertical displacement, I am considering like y. Then write the equation Sy is equal to uyt plus half ayt square. Uyt plus half ayt square. Us is equal to y, and this is nothing but u sin theta into t plus half ay minus g, actually it is minus g into t square. Wherever you have the t, there you can put x upon u cos theta value. Then y is equal to u sin theta into t value, x upon u cos theta. X upon u cos theta minus half g into x square upon u square cos square theta. X square upon u square cos square theta. Then u gets cancelled. Then finally you have y is equal to tan theta x minus gx square upon 2u square cos square theta. Gx square upon 2u square cos square theta. And this is the look like the equation y is equal to ax plus bx square. So this equation represents parabola. This equation represents parabola. Then you can say that the path of projectile is parabola. The path of projectile is parabola. Once again, see here what we are considering. We are projecting the body with an angle not 90. It's less than 90 or greater than 90, but not 0. So we are projecting with an angle here. So the initial velocity is making some angle with the x-axis. So that's why it can be resolved into two components, u cos theta and as well as u sin theta. So first you can take horizontal direction. In horizontal direction there is no force. There is no any force in horizontal direction. No force, so that's why no acceleration, because net force 0, then acceleration also 0. Then horizontal component of velocity is remains constant because its acceleration 0. That means velocity constant. How much? U cos theta. This can be resolved into two components, u cos theta and as well as u sin theta, and that you are taken as like this here, u sin theta and u cos theta. Horizontal component u cos theta, vertical component u sin theta. Then you can take v is equal to ux I cap plus uy j cap. Then u is equal to u cos theta I cap plus u cos theta u sin theta j cap. Next, it is a motion in two directions, horizontal direction and vertical direction. In a horizontal direction, I am taking acceleration 0, velocity constant, displacement x at a time t. At a time t, the position of the particle is this, x comma y. Now we can take x equal to u cos theta into t, and then t is equal to x by u cos theta. In the vertical situation, uy is equal to u sin theta, and then ay is equal to minus g, s is equal to y, t is equal to x by u cos theta, and this value uyt plus half ayt square. You are putting the value of the uy sin theta and g is equal to g. Then finally you are getting y is equal to sin by cos of tan theta x minus half gx square by 2u square cos square theta. This expression is look like the projectile is a parabola. Means simply we can say that x minus gx square upon 2u square cos square theta, 2u square cos square theta, and there we are comparing the equation as ax minus bx square. Means a is equal to we can take as tan theta, and b is equal to we can take as g upon 2u square cos square theta, g upon 2u square cos square theta. And this expression we can also able to write this expression y is equal to tan theta x minus gx square upon 2u square 1 by cos theta, means we can able to write secant square theta. 1 by cos theta means we can able to write secant square theta, and secant square theta means also we can able to write tan theta x minus gx square upon 2u square, and secant square theta means we can also able to write 1 plus tan square theta. What we can able to write? 1 plus tan square theta. So like that we can able to get it. Like that we can able to get. Means so three forms of the equation, three are correct. Tan theta x minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta, tan theta x minus gx square by 2u square secant square theta, tan theta x minus gx square by 2u square of 1 plus tan square theta. So like that also we can able to take. So in the projection, if you want to get the maximum height, what? Maximum height. So maximum height we need to get maximum height. For the maximum height, what I am taking here, maximum height. Maximum height, that's we are taken as h max. H max. So the body is projecting into the air other than 90 degrees. Yes, like this. So this point we are named as maximum height. Actually, what you know about the maximum height? What is the definition of the maximum height? The maximum height definition is nothing but the point at which the vertical component of velocity is 0. Actually, we are taking in vertically projected body. A vertically projected body is projected into the air. At what point the final velocity is 0? That point we are named as maximum height. Actually here the horizontal component of velocity is independent. The horizontal component of velocity is independent. Means horizontal is remains constant. But why it is changes? Because of vertical. So see here, initial vertical component of velocity we are considering as uy. And finally vertical component of velocity here, actually at highest point the particle is having only horizontal component of velocity here. Only horizontal component of velocity. Here the vertical component of velocity is becomes 0. If it is not 0, then the particle continuously moving in the side only, like this only. But it is 0, so that's why the particle is coming down. So see here the motion is like this. Like this. At a horizontal, and again from here onwards downwards. Again here onwards downwards. So that is nothing but at the displacement. Which displacement? Vertical displacement. The vertical displacement is equal to, we can consider like h max. At that point, the final velocity of the particle is 0. What happened? The final velocity of the particle is 0. Final velocity of the particle 0 and initial velocity of the particle is u sine theta. And the vertical acceleration is minus g. Vertical acceleration is minus g. If you put these all values in the expression of vy square minus uy square is equal to 2asy. So nothing but vy square 0 minus uy square nothing but u square sine square theta. U square sine square theta is equal to minus 2g into h max. Minus 2g into h max. Minus will be cancelled. So then the maximum height, the value of the h max is equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g. What is the maximum height value? U square sine square theta upon 2g. That is the maximum height of the projectile. Maximum height of the projectile. So let's we see the time of ascent. Time of ascent or a time of flight. What we are calculating? Yes, we will calculate time of ascent. And automatically we can take time of descent and then time of flight. So let's see time of ascent. Time of ascent. Time of ascent means the time taken by the vertically projected body, not vertically projected body, here projectile. If time taken by the body to reach the maximum height, that's we are named as time of ascent. So initial velocity u sine theta, vertically only I am considering, not horizontally. And final velocity 0. Acceleration minus g, and time we require as a time of ascent. So nothing but vy is equal to uy plus ata. Time of ascent at, okay. So then 0 is equal to u sine theta minus gta. Then ta is equal to u sine theta by g. U sine theta by h. You can check is the equation is right or not. You can project the body with 90 degrees, sine 91. Then time of ascent, u by g. Yes, u by g. Then take time of descent. Time of descent also we know that under the absence of air resistance, time of descent also u by g. Time of ascent u sine theta by g. Time of descent also u sine theta by g. Then what about time of flight? Time of flight. Time of flight, if you are taking, I am not disturbing that diagram, but because again I have to draw in case if I am rubbing it. So that's why take time of flight. What is time of flight? The total time taken by the body to reach the ground. The time of flight is equal to time of ascent plus time of descent. Time of ascent plus time of descent. How much time of ascent? U sine theta by g. How much time of descent? U sine theta by g. Then 2u sine theta by g. The total time of flight is equal to 2u sine theta by g. So time of ascent u sine theta by g, time of descent u sine theta by g. The total time is 2u sine theta by g. That we are named as time of flight. What we are named as time of flight. Next I am going to take a maximum range. Maximum range. For the range, what is the range? Range is nothing but the horizontal range, actually horizontal range. Horizontal range is nothing but the maximum horizontal displacement is called horizontal range. The maximum horizontal displacement is called horizontal range. So here we are projecting the body vertically, not vertically, with an angle which reaches the maximum height and again which reaches the ground. Nothing but you remember that total vertical displacement 0, because we are projecting the body from the ground and finally the body reaches the ground. So that's why total vertical displacement 0. Total vertical displacement 0. Vertical displacement 0. And what about the horizontal displacement? Horizontal displacement only we are named as range, maximum range or horizontal range. Horizontal range. What is horizontal range? The maximum horizontal displacement. The maximum horizontal displacement. The maximum horizontal displacement is called horizontal range. The maximum horizontal displacement is called horizontal range. What is horizontal range? Let's see. Horizontal range, horizontal displacement, nothing but total displacement along x-axis is nothing but r. How much time? Total time you need to take? Yes, total time is equal to time of flight na. Total time is equal to time of flight. And the horizontal component of velocity ux is equal to u cos theta. We know that ux equal to u cos theta. And then put these values, ax equal to 0. We know that. Put the values, nothing but what we are getting, sx equal to uxt plus ax, so that is 0 actually. So then r is equal to what we are getting, u cos theta into time of flight. U cos theta into time of flight. What is the range value? How much you got? U cos theta into t. Range is equal to u cos theta into t. So then range r is equal to u cos theta into time of flight 2u sin theta by g. Time of flight how much? 2u sin theta by g. Let's see. U into u square. Then 2 sin theta cos theta, sin 2 theta. 2 sin theta cos theta, how much you got? Sin 2 theta. Means finally how much you got? U square sin 2 theta by g. U square sin 2 theta by g. So this is a time of ascent, time of descent, time of flight, and as well theta by g. Time of flight 2u sin theta by g. And range is equal to u square, actually it is u square sin square theta by 2g, sorry. Maximum height u square sin square theta by 2g. Range u square sin 2 theta by g. Range u square sin 2 theta by g. And how do we can write these expressions into different forms? How do we can write these expressions into different forms? So here I'm writing it, this is as r is equal to u cos theta into u sin theta into 2, because u square into 2 sin theta cos theta, we know that. Then range r also we can able to write 2 into u cos theta, 2 into u sin theta by g actually. So then r is equal to what you can able to take 2 ux uy by g. Ux and uy by g. Ux horizontal component of velocity, uy vertical component of velocity into g. And this is the simply relation between maximum, and this is the r, how we can able to write as r. And last we saw one expression, that expression what we are giving in terms of range we can try to write. In terms of range we try to write the expression. See here, the range, when the range becomes maximum, when the range is maximum. So the range becomes maximum, so for that we are taking r is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. To make this value maximum, we have to take the sine function as maximum value. Sine function maximum value. At what the sine function we are getting maximum? Yes, sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Means sin 90 na? Sin 90 means 2 theta equal to how much you can get? 90. Then theta equal to 45. Means at 45 degrees, at 45 the range is maximum. The range is maximum. The range is maximum. At an angle of 45 the range becomes maximum. The range r is equal to That's we can take u square by g, u square by g. So that is the maximum range we can able to get.